teams on scene at 1601 Overbrook. Looking at command with another 1853 over.
Truck 3, we're on C95 northbound, blocking lane 3 in the shoulder.
Receive 1854 hours.
I just tried to clean up the other, it still doesn't sound good.
Yeah, but then I can hear by the end of next week that it will be back to what they want to go. So, we can step forward. Everything is the funds needed and more. And, material on the power climate schedule. So, we've got that to look forward to. Clear for a walk.
Here I am, Hanover, Hanover, checked in.
Sir, Richmond ARES on the line. Where exactly are you? We're on 95. It is dangerous.
Yes, I was just looking back to my notes to verify your call time. Is that right?
Negative. November 3, Mike, Julia, Charlie. November 3, Mike, Julia, Charlie, Mike. Our old mechanic bill. Now you get Hanover. Welcome to Richmond.
Good.
All right, that is that time. Thanks for the submitted.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Let's see. I don't think we started yet. I'll be right back.
Everyone, this is Oscar military uniform off-screen runway calling the Metro Richmond ARES nest for Thursday, March 27th. The next control station this evening is reporting your alarm and into stop, and I am a member of the Hanover ARES system. If at any time during this nest you should need to relay emergency traffic, please use the word break, and the net will deal for your traffic and assist in any way we can. Metro Richmond ARES is part of the ARRL and the Virginia section ARES program. This nest meets weekly on Thursdays at 1900 hours, usually on the 145-030 repeat. The purpose of this nest is for training and announcements to the amateur radio community with an emphasis on emergency communication. We ask that all participating stations follow standard net procedures that would be used during an active emergency nest. There is no requirement to be an ARES member. All amateurs who are within range of this receiving targets of this station or affiliation with proper license tag are invited and encouraged to participate in this nest.
Right on the threshold.
This is Killer 401 with the Metro Richmond ARES nest. Some general housekeeping before we get started. This is a directed nest, which means stations must be acknowledged by the nest control operator before proceeding with comments or discussion. One feature of this nest is the discussion of the globe. The discussion of the globe is intended to be a way to learn more about individual growth, emergency preparedness, and general safety. So we hope everyone will participate. The topic this week is Saturday, April 12th. That's going to be a busy day. Today about all 73. All 73. You know, just like a wonder, hosted by the county or coast. County, let's go to the Green County radio. And also on that day is the 60-year elevator net anniversary. That is Belfast Road, in the back parking lot of the Ultra-Methodist Baptist Church. And if that's not enough, I believe that is also the day that parents are supporting the Monument Avenue campsite. So I hope you can make it to one or more of those events. I have hoped to go to Salsa. I hope that it's a very well run. A recreation class is seen that they charge $10 a day to attend or to be a member of the hotel. So, yeah, I've got a conference up over here at a church retreat most of the day. So I have to do something also. All right. We will be taking a trip for 2 weeks. Over at Hanover Station and then all other stations.
Such noise.
Call signs to make it. And return phone. Other people are taking it. Call back to come. People are very Let's get started with check-in. Labels and critical stations. Are there any labels or critical stations to check in? Instead, I think we call signs for medicine and your first name. Please call now.
Let's see here.
All right. That's the same knowledge with the Richmond ARES Hotel 5. Kilo Bravo 2, Oscar, India, Drive. Kilo 4, Oscar, Richmond, Uniform, Mike. 4, Mike, Contract, Victor, Mark. And Kilo, Echo, 4, Golf, India, Victor, Yes. Let's get started with what we had. Renovation, we had an alien check-in and a November 2 Mike, Julia Mike. So let's go up to Labor Critical Station, John. As a reminder, the topic for this evening is just radio itself. The major Saturday for radio operators. There's a good size sunset called Starset 3 in Rutherford on Saturday, and there's the 600 event. Also on Saturday at the Hanover Memorial Baptist Church. And there will be a big team of amateurs supporting the Monument Avenue Test Club. So I'd love to hear about if you plan to participate in one or more of those events. Please just share your comments about what's going on with your replay and otherwise. All right, over to you, John. John, located in
Oops.
Anyway, thank you for sharing your comments and
Did that antenna test. I didn't think anybody could hear me, but maybe 20 watts. Is that close enough for Scott?
1910.
I don't know. That was on the output frequency, because even if I use a shift on this, I have no CTCSS for this repeater.
Yeah, April 12th. Anyway, yeah, now we'll be there and hopefully one of the turn people there. Anyway, got it. 144.
Should have did that with one box. So noisy.
Second forward at 3 MJC. I just said yes, you were here. Yeah, I did find out who I would contact.
program is email address to volunteers or volunteers, not sure for volunteer
Not so Metro Richmond, is it?
Loud and clear to do it just fine. The previous station is looking to get in touch with Jim. You can email him at Whiskey4 Papa Kilo Romeo at last.net. That is W4KR@last.net. That's for his communication that I have been reading on the link that I read that to see if more members of the squad. So let's do that. Thank you out, sir. We're going to thank you. Good stuff. Roger that. That'll help. As far as April 12th, we got a little fun. We're not going to see you at the tailgate. Just to be a good tailgate, I will be here. I enjoyed buying some of your stuff. That's the last one. But I hope you have a fun, worthwhile time at your retreat there. As far as the Ruckersville thing, it was not on my radar, but before they entertain when it comes to cover charges for handset, I acknowledge that I have no idea what it is that is going to be offered there, but if we're putting on handsets is offering form schedule, testing, raffle tickets to draw door prizes, national vendors like Quicksilver or any of the manufacturers, anybody in attendance there, all things like that, kind of go into my decision making of whether or not I would justify paying an entry fee for the handset. So, again, I don't know what they're offering, but considering that, but again, I will be considering changing groups because that is fun, there's a great dome, and there's a good chance I'll run into a good survey from both my local amateur racer buddies. Scott, be well, we'll chat over the week, I'm sure. Let's keep it real live. Back to the next show operator. Thank you.
Okay, Rob, thank you very much. And thank you for that coverage address for the unit that you did for that. Yeah, I just really went through. I love that. But, I don't know, I guess everybody has decided that April is trying to do things outdoors. Anyway, there's just a lot going on that weekend. Next on our list is
Yeah, this is 684 Mike Glenn Allen, doing well. Thanks for doing your best. Congratulations on your upcoming retirement. Not too much going on. As far as the Monument Avenue Run Marathon, there is a link on the front page of the Ratchford Fever site, ratch.net, that has a link that will take you directly to it. You can check that out. The Handfest 40 Golf Fest is Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 11:30. It's at Madison County High School in Madison, Virginia, the parking lot near the football stadium. Just an FYI for everybody. Enjoying the spring weather. And getting ready to cut grass and cut some hedges. Get a good red body, second shot. One thing I do want to remind everybody of, the MRA is going to have tower climber come up and make repairs here in the next week or two, and they can still use donations. You can go to their website, and tribute is going to cost several $1,000 to get this repaired, and everybody at some point in time uses that repeater and this repeater and that repeater. So if you can afford to chip in a little bit, please do go to the MRA website. That gives everybody KK4OWU.
I knew that wasn't going to be a cheap fix.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Thank you for the better address for the process. Process 2. That's important because if you do the research for it on the internet by the name, there are several processes. Probably only on process 3 rather than those 3. It's also on the flat on the general hash plan. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's interesting. Mark, there is by chance, Mark and I are safe. Retiring next Friday. This is good. So, looking forward to that. So, Mark, please share your comments with that.
will be working all day that day, so I will not be able to send any of the festivities going on. I really want to go to the tailgate, but that's not going to happen. So, other than that, just playing a little radio and in the evenings on the weekends. And now that the weather's starting to get warm, looking forward to that. And that's about it. So I'll send it back to Mexico and skate towards the Ivy.
All right. Thank you very much, Garrett. And yeah, sorry you're going to have to work on April 12th. But it's nice you don't have to work full weekends, I guess. But speaking of the weather, we will see, and we have seen already, but we will see more often, you know, and competition on the media. Oftentimes, between 8 and 9, we can go in the morning. The stations that should be able to do, and what they do. I recommend that the competition website anyway, it's UHF, it's a hotel Foxtrot, Delta X-ray, Victor, India, Echo, and then it's churches and that, and there's no cloud over the that makes there's no enhancement for this. If there's a blanket cloud, that's the best you can get. And sometimes yes, red or yellow, or black cloud, there's another small portion underneath the that's it. It's 1.65 euro. What's your call out there? What's your call? And yeah, a lot of fun. All right. Let's get zero up to third and then after radio, calling the Metro Richmond ARES. It's going to ask for additional trouble. Anyone else wishing to chip in with a guest, please call now with the contact for Richmond and the first name.
November Juliet Delta Hotel.
What a short squelch tail. Or was he just talking on the output?
All right, that's the trailer power tool, November 2, Juliet Delta Hotel, Andre. Good evening, Andre. Please share your comments with me, sir.
Good evening. Andre over here at Lakeside. Got a good here. Actually, everybody's pretty good here. One station, just so far out. I don't feel like I'm down one of the bunch. 45, I got a couple more years before I retire, so yeah, you gotta keep up with it. As for just try to be really tell them that you change good people sometimes who are right there to teach you, so really have to have some responsibility. Other than that, standing by you with the guys going on, and definitely going to help you leaders, because there's a lot of hands out there that can't get it. I'd like to get it. But that's all I have. And back over to that control. Good.
All right. Thank you for checking in tonight, Andre. And we'll get back to 100%. Very careful with that. Yeah. 35. But anyway, yeah. I want to check in one more time. Just before I say that, I'd like to take this opportunity to give you the other income debt from the area. First of all, on Monday night, 1900 hours, the pilot has paid debt, which was 147 and 15 years. Also on Monday night, the county income debt, which was 2000 hours, on the 147 years. On Tuesday night, the Hanover County is 1900 hours, and the 147 got also on Tuesday night, the Secretary of the Army hours, on 147 got also on Tuesday, the more information is available at on Wednesday, you can check into the AA group program by sending a little message to David, KSA-ICS at rotary.org. On Wednesday night at 2000 hours, the Godfrey income message on the 147.390 repeater. Alright, that's cool. That means very good. The third Thursday night, I'd like to ask for many last minute check-in. Please come with your call signs for management and your first name. And just remember that setting for comments or chat are the time to have. Please call in.
All right, this is representative of what I can hear after changing antennas to a quarter wave ground plane. It's quite noisy. In fact, it does not break the squelch. You can barely see the signal right there. Focus. Local interference, huh? That's me just turning the squelch down for volume adjustment. All right, once again, it is not my station. Sometimes I think that it's because, indoor antennas and being down in a hole make these things difficult. Now, normally, the 511 is not that hard to hear from here. It's 13 to 14 miles out for me. Yeah, it would have been a better job. It would have been a better example to go out in the parking lot and go portable with just a standard radio and a standard antenna. It's not to say that you could go out and get your fang banger with some kind of whacker on top, twice the size, 3 times the size of your radio, and do a better job. You could probably do that. Now, we only had one portable station, portable or mobile. I'm not really sure if he was mobile in the car or not, but Mike was the only one that would be able to tell any different to us what he could hear because he was portable. I guarantee you, everybody else, since they were on their desktop radios, they would say perfect, loud and clear signal. I could hear it, no problems. The problem with this is if the MRA is not repaired by the marathon event in a couple weeks, those little radios may not do the job for them because it's going to be about 14 or so miles out from downtown. It's easy to hit the MRA from downtown at the Memorial. Let's see, what is it called? Memorial Marathon? Whatever that marathon is going to come up real soon. They're talking about it. Maybe you can hear it through all the static. But it's going to be a huge difference working the 511 up in Hanover than it is the actual MRA over here off of Broad Street on the Channel 6 tower. And it's literally going to be right under the repeater if you can use it. I can use it easily from Carytown. I can see it from Carytown, and I can work it with 1 watt portable. No problem when it's working. And yeah, somebody said it's going to be really expensive to get it fixed. They mentioned a few $1,000s. So last week's calculations was a very good representation of what could be done. If everybody puts in $20 a month, $240 a year, it sounds like a lot. It's, a new radio for some people, a good radio, or a good used HF radio. But that's the offset, if you will. And it will help take care of those repeaters like the MRA for those special events, because you got to have those repeaters because so many people want to start out. And there's nothing wrong with starting out as inexpensive as possible with a fang banger. That's fine, as long as you understand you might need to upgrade to something later on as you progress and you learn and you advance in the hobby. Most of us go ahead and do that anyways. It takes time, it takes money, study, and just getting those things in order. You've got to have it in your budget in order to upgrade to bigger, more expensive radios, or more powerful, more expensive radios, outside antennas, mobile things for your cars. Whatever it's going to take to enhance yourself as a radio operator. At any rate, this may be a detractor to the event and how we represent ourselves as amateur radio operators if the MRA is down. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about the MRA. This stuff happens. Maintenance needs to be done, repairs. It is very costly, and it takes the whole city, the whole community of amateur radio operators to keep these things going. And just keep in mind that if you're stuck running an event on a repeater that's 15, 20 miles out, just understand that net control may not hear you because you're only running a 5 watt radio portable, unless you're running crossband into your car that's parked nearby. I guarantee you're not going to be able to sit in your car and work that race or event successfully, at least not near as successfully as you can with a portable radio. Gosh darn it, focus. Anyways, that's my little input. It's not really a rant. It's stuff happens, and you have to learn how to work your way around it. You have to learn how to make some changes personally as far as an operator goes. Sometimes you just have to have that bigger radio. Sometimes you have to grab your own table and chair, power supply, and a mobile radio with an external antenna just to work an event on a repeater that might be further away than what you're used to. I've seen it done. I've seen it done in many events in many places where they would have to set up a separate radio. And I've seen these stations set up. They'll hang an HT off of a tent pole. They've already set up the tent, so you just find a place to hang the radio, and you have an external antenna of some sort. It's probably 10, 20 feet up in the air, which, inherently will increase your range. It's happened. I've seen it at field day. If they wanted to have some kind of base radio at the field day camp and all their HF stuff is set up, the least that anybody could have ever done was, hang an HT up on a tent pole or in a pavilion, and then run that outside antenna up a little bit higher so they could reach their club repeater or local repeater, whatever that case may be. Usually it's the club repeater, and it could be 20 or 30 miles out, but they can still make it with that kind of manipulated, modified station. It's just an HT, yes. But then there are others that go as far as they'll bring in that extra spare mobile radio, set it up with a power supply or battery, what have you, go solar. Maybe they're running off of the local generator. I've seen them running them off local lawnmowers, meaning they'll bring in their lawnmowers, and it's only set up for generating electricity for a battery. Take the blade off, and it's an instant portable, generator. It's probably not as quiet, but it's been done. I knew guys that would cut grass on their mowers with a 2-meter radio, 10-meter radio, and they'll work the whatever countries, or at least local guys, work the states while they're cutting lawn with their lawn tractor. Creative things to be done, and excuse me, let me clear my throat there. But there's some workarounds that may have to be done if the MRA is not ready. And again, I'm not trashing the MRA. It's a fine organization. Again, stuff happens and it has to be done. And sometimes, like a lot of the events that we've had recently across the states here in the past year or two, where things just fail because of disaster. And that's when we think that we needed the most is disaster. So this is kind of an opportune time to, adjust, adapt is what I'm looking for during the time of emergency. Or at least for us, it's not an emergency, but we could at least adapt in a mock emergency and get these things done. Some of this may have to be done simplex during these events. The next upcoming event, there's going to be a tailgate the same day. And I don't think it's going to be quite that far away, just a few miles. And if somebody wanted to, simplex between the tailgate and the net, just for giggles or whatever, just to test themselves out. But as a community, and I really wish I could help out a whole lot more. I'm not funded here. They don't. This channel is not monetized. The better half has said no. You can't do that anymore. It's not being accepted. Don't send them any more money, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit because now I can't really help. No income because I stay here and work at home for her, and right now there's no income in that. I'm gonna try to get that fixed because I'd like to get some more stuff, but no money coming in. And it sounds like I'm complaining, but it's just the position I'm in now, and at the moment it's not really a big deal. But I can't help out in places that I think needs it, like the MRA. I would really like to do this myself. Personally, $240 a year. It's like another bill, but it could be worth it if everybody did it. Normal fees, club fees are $15. It seems like $20 to, for your yearly fees. It could be as much as $35, depending on who you are and where you are and what clubs you're supporting. You guys, I understand you get in for $1 at the Rats, but donate the rest of whatever it was you thought you were going to pay. You thought you were going to pay $35 and it charges you $1 to get in for the first time as a new hand. Give the $34 to the club as a donation, whatever your mind is set to. But it's more than just every little bit that helps or every little bit that counts. Put in more. Pretend it's another bill. You shouldn't have to pay for radio service, at least not in amateur radio spectrum. But that's what makes the repeaters run and keeps them up and going, and maintenance and new parts, new features, new modes, and they're, antennas, there's spare antennas at different heights, I understand, and the coax that supplies that, additional cans, additional service equipment. It might be enough to encourage some of those that are mindful enough, and I don't know that I could do it, and I've never been invited, but training new guys to run these things as the older guys retire and they're ready to get out and say, hey, take this baton. This is how you use it. Sometimes you got to whack that repeater with your baton. And it's a bad example. But anyways, that's what makes it work. Haha. But, what else can I say? There's just some needful things that need to be done. And as groups, not just this group, but groups, in our area that can make this stuff work. And kind of excited about it. I hope you can hear it in my voice and understand that this is going to get done whether they have my help or not. That's regardless. But this is going to get done, and it's going to take time. It's going to take funding. And, we're going to have the ability over the same amount of time to say, people that we serve, this is what we're doing to make sure that we can continue to serve you as an amateur radio operator in conjunction with whatever it is that you're doing. I don't care if it's the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, National Weather Service, if it still exists, city, county, state, Commonwealth, whatever, whoever you serve. It could be the police for all I know, maybe extra eyes for them. I don't know the ins and outs of what goes on behind the scenes of all these groups that are here. Fire department, volunteer fire, the EMTs, who knows? There's pilots in these groups that I know of. Could be anything. And it would just be an enhancement to the community service that amateur radio in this area could experience and also display. Man, I'm so excited about this. This is the best I can do right now, is just share what I got right here. And I hope you got this far, and I hope you took something away from this, because, again, I'm excited. I hope you get excited about this too. I really hope you get involved in whatever way you can. I'm not going to ask for anything special other than, hey, throw some cash at it maybe if you can. Like I say, put it in your budget, pretend it's like another bill, or just slide it right in there with your entertainment part of your budget, and increase that a little bit, take away from something else if you have to. I don't care. Just treat it like you would anything else, but make the whole thing usable for the community. I mean, it's open to the community regardless. You get it. But I can't stress enough the fact that it needs to be there and maintained, unless you really just don't care and you're just going to do simplex because all the repeaters are gone. Well, what are you going to do? You just help out. Monetarily or not, maybe you could donate equipment or supplies or whatever, some time, or maybe you can learn how to help advance in the repeater community. There's guys out there that really care about making these things work, and they're willing to share. Maybe take somebody under their wing and once again, pass that baton. Look, all that noise just disappeared. What the heck? Where did all that noise just go? And it's back again. Yeah, okay. 145, 3 something. Something just keyed up. What would that be? I don't know. Is that the input frequency? I don't know. Anyway, focus again. I was going to say, all that noise just disappeared. It's back again. Somebody or something somewhere just keyed up. Anyways, that's kind of interesting. I like to notice things like that and say, hey, there's the problem right there, or solution, or running. Anyways, enough out of me. You've heard enough. I hope I encourage you to really support not just the MRA, but the Rats Club, the Hanover Club and their repeater, Chesterfield. I think there's one in Dinwiddie, Petersburg. I know there's one in Williamsburg. I think there's one in Tidewater. And last I remember, they're analog only. They're trying to get digital over there. So there's a lot within 100 square miles that needs to be done. And about as many hams that I know of in this area that I've talked to, a little less than 100, but there's more than that that's out there. I'm sure the Commonwealth is just covered in hams. Some of them are ready to get out. I understand. It's retirement time. I mean, it's late retirement time, and you just can't do it anymore. So the younger guys, we can bring in some younger guys that are just as encouraged enough to do it as the rest of us, maybe even more. It's just a change of hands. It's all it is. So it's just like anything else. It's like business. It's like church. It's like schools. The graduates are on their way out, and the newcomers they're on their way in. They're learning all the stuff. Somebody's there teaching them something, and before they retire, they've hopefully taught all the young folks what needs to be done just to keep whatever that organization is up and going. All the organizations do that. They all try to do that, and there just may not be enough people to go around. Or there may be everybody's wearing, 6 different hats because that's how many different organizations they support. Understand that. Hopefully, through this day and age, right now, all this will continue because enough people care about it. And I know there are, because people use these repeaters every day. It may be the same 6 guys. It may be 30 more guys that are listening, and they're just like, I don't know who that is, or I don't want to talk. I just want to listen, or I don't like that guy. I'm not talking to him. I don't care what the excuse is. There's plenty of folks out there that could, start throwing donations that way. And I know it sounds like a sales ad. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to get you to buy into anything. Other than the fact that you keep up the infrastructure, if that's what you want. If you don't want it, forget about it. Talk simplex, and that's it. Maybe we'll never hear from you again anywhere because we can't all talk to each other simplex. So it's part of why you can't hear me. I'm in a hole. But anyways, again, thank you for listening this long. I really appreciate it. I hope I've encouraged you, some of you at least, to jump in and get something done somehow. It's not always easy, and it's getting a lot harder. Really, really hard. And that's going to be for anybody. I don't care who you are. It's going to get really hard. And this ain't about politics necessarily, but we all know it's going to get a lot harder. So do what you can. Please donate, especially to the MRA, and help them get that back up and running because we're going to need it. We're going to need all of them. Understand, RAS is up next. They need help. And there ain't no telling what's going on, what else is going on. There's no telling what kind of interference that was with the Hanover machine. It's not me because I can't do it. But anyways, lots of work to be done in the area, and everybody needs to be hands-on. All right, guys, 7-3, William, K4ARX. You're watching the American Radio X-Ray. Thanks.